Hi guys, welcome to our story corner. Today we will be reading the story Anansi and the Magic Pot. Let me tell you a little secret. See, if you make it to the end of this video, we have a surprise just for you. Let's go! Anansi and the Magic Pot. Once upon a time, there was a great famine in the land. People could hardly find anything to eat. Anansi and his family were starving. One day, Anansi was walking in the forest when his foot kicked over a pot that was laying there on the ground. "What a pretty little pot!" Anansi exclaimed. "Don't call me pretty pot," the pot replied. "So, what I must call you?" Anansi asked. "Call me Don't Make Me Say." Anansi felt kind of foolish, but since he had nothing better to do, he called out, "Don't make me say." Immediately, the pot began to cook up some delicious dinner of chicken and rice and peas. The smell nearly killed Anansi, who was dying from hunger. Him eat and eat till his belly nearly burst. But as soon as he was about to wash out the pot in the nearby river, the pot shouted, "No, no, you must never wash me. Leave me same way you find me." So Anansi turned down the pot and had it under some leaves and went home with a big belly full. When he reached home, his wife and his children asked him if he had brought anything for them to eat. And Nancy gave them two meager bananas that he found in the bushes, and he didn't tell them his secret. The next day, Anansi returned to where he had found the pot, and to his great delight, it was still there. And so he quickly said, "Do make me see." And the pot boiled up another delicious dinner. Yam and salt, fish and mackerel and green bananas. And Nancy had a feast. And Nancy eat him belly full, but him never shared the secret with him family. However, and Nancy's wife soon began to notice that her husband seemed to be getting quite round, and he was looking very well fed in the midst of the famine. She couldn't understand, and so she decided that she was going to follow him to where he was going one day, because these days she noticed that Anansi never bothered to eat anything that they prepared. He always generously declined to eat at home. So one day, when Anansi left home, she followed Anansi, and she saw when he took up the pot and said, "Do make me see." Her eyes nearly popped out of her head when she saw the big pot of food that the pot had prepared. And Nancy sat down and he ate it all off and licked his fingers and turned down the pot and covered it with leaves. As soon as he left, Mrs. Anansi wasted no time. She ran home, fetched her starving children, and then she turned over the pot and said, "Do make me see." Just as she heard Anansi said, the children were overjoyed as the pot bubbled, and in the pot was a delicious meal of ackee and salt fish, dumpling, yam and cocoa, and fried chicken. Food they had not seen for a very long time. Them eat and eat until there was none left. Now, Mrs. Anansi was a tiny little lady. So, when the food was finished, she took up the pot, went by the riverside, and even though the pot told her not to wash it, she still gave it a good wash and put it back where she had found it. The next day, Anansi came and he saw the magic pot and said, "Don't make me see." But nothing happened. "Don't make me see." Anansi kept shouting. "Don't make me see." He shouted over and over, but the pot remained quiet. Then he exclaimed, "Don't make me see." One last time. Nothing happened. He examined the pot and he discovered that it was quite clean. He quickly realized that someone had found out his secret but had washed the pot and washed away his luck. He was very vexed. He ranted and raved through the woods, and as he was walking along, kicking everything out of his path, he stumbled on a whip. "What a pretty little whip!" he exclaimed. "No, don't call me pretty little whip," the whip said. "So what I must call you?" Anansi said. "Call me Dumet-Missy." So Anansi, thinking that he would get some good fortune again, cried out, "Dumet-Missy." Immediately, the whip set upon him and gave him a good beating. Anansi plenty vexed now, but him see a way to get revenge against the person who washed out him magic pot. All along, he had a suspicion that it was his wife. So, him go home and announce how him find a present in the forest. But him hide it because him don't want anybody to see it and take it away. Mrs. Anansi, just as greedy as Anansi, so she hide and follow him where he found the whip. But Mrs. Anansi never see Anansi do anything. He just looked at the whip and went back away. Mrs. Anansi came out of the hiding after Anansi left, and she went and looked at the whip and said, "What a pretty little whip." But the whip replied, "Don't call me pretty little whip." Anansi said, "What?" The whip said, "Call me Dumet-Missy." So here Miss Anansi now. "Dumet-Missy." The whip turned upon her and give her a piece of beating. And Anansi, who was hiding nearby, laugh and laugh and laugh till him nearly tear him side. Jack Mandora, me don't choose none. The end. Well, guys, see, you've made it to the end of the video. So here is a little secret that I promised you. I'm going to ask you two questions too. I'm going to ask you two questions about the story. If you know the answers, tell your form teacher. Your form teacher will tell me that you have sent your answers, and if you are correct, I'm going to send you $500 credit. Yes! So the first question is pretty easy. What are the two things that Anansi saw in the forest? What are the two things that Anansi saw in the forest? Second question. What lesson can we learn from the story Anansi and the Magic Pot? What lesson can we learn from the story Anansi and the Magic Pot? If you know your answer, run over to WhatsApp now. Run over there. Yes. And tell your form teacher. Wait, but before you go, remember to like this video, give it a thumbs up, yes, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment down below. Yay! And don't forget to hit that notification button. Thank you for making it the Story Corner. See ya.